Hi guys, Victoria Bardovich here. I'm dropping on to share with you this new book that just landed in my post today, and that is Demystifying the Female Genitalia. And it is by one of my teachers, Andrew Barnes. I worked with Andrew back in 2016, and this book is not just a book on anatomy and on science, but it's actually around his lived experience of helping thousands of women globally around their sexuality. And exploring not just the anatomy and the science, but also like the historical understanding of how sexuality, especially female sexuality, was revered in the world, all over the world, in lots of different places. So in this book, you can see from the front cover, he's not just got the basics that you see in a lot of the science books from the 90s, but he's really encapsulating the entirety of women's sexuality inside of this. This book is really based on expanding women's sexuality. And so he goes in to talk about the ways that he's seen that women's sexualities have, and their whole lives have been expanded through exploring their sexuality. What excites me most about this book is that it is appropriate for young women, and it's something that I could imagine giving to a daughter of mine if I had one. And because it goes into the understanding of all the things that stand in the way, all the parts of a woman's life that can expand if she understands this part of herself. It goes through the stages of understanding the clitoris, the menstrual cycle, squirting, the G-spot, all these different aspects, which I think are really powerful and potent for women to know. So I remember obviously growing up in the sort of noughties in my teenage years, I saw books like this. It was like, let's talk about sex, and it was really this sort of childlike understanding of like, this is what sex is, this is what this is, but it wasn't really going into the mysteries and the opening of like the spiritual aspects of what sexuality could bring to a woman's life. And it wasn't until I was, inside of my early 20s that I really started to understand that and explore that for myself. And what I love about this book is it gives women the possibility to be younger and exploring and understanding this part of themselves through reading a book, and also through exploring in their own body, in their privacy of their own bedroom. And I think there's something really potent and powerful that Andrew has decided to explore, the expansion of a woman's pleasure. So really the focus being on pleasure and not just on understanding anatomy. Anatomy and science is one thing, but to understand that is actually an access point to our pleasure really gives a woman a good reason to read it as well, and to recognize that their body is a place for their pleasure and for themselves. Because I know for myself, like, my pleasure awoke with another person. So recognizing that I could have had that experience with myself, connected to myself, and then opened it up to somebody else to share that with, like, that's really potent, and it's what I want for the future of generations to learn around their sexuality. So I'll just have a little flip through to show you some of the amazing illustrations that are in this book. What I really like is that there's a combination of the cartoon pictures, as you can see, but also there are some pictures. We've got like a really in-depth understanding of what the clitoris looks like here. I love that it's a textbook. I also love that there are actual images of what women's vaginas actually look like. He even goes into sharing a little bit about labiaplasty inside of this book as well. So it's super potent. It's really got that bridging of the worlds, science meets spirituality, meets pleasure, meets self-exploration. I recommend you check it out. If you head to the description below, I'm going to give you 5% off with the name Victoria. So check it out. Let me know how you go, and yeah, drop us a comment. Thank you.